Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. That's from a guy. He is 34 years old. He is a police officer. He's been a cop for 7 years. And he's going to share his story about not one but two of his exes that definitely brought a lot of turmoil to his life. The first ex was his wife, who gave him 2 kids. And the second one was just another girlfriend that brought its own drama in and itself. And he's going to share his story about things that he learned the hard way in hopes that guys don't go through this. And there's definitely some very important lessons in this story, guys, that, aside from the entertainment factor. And you're going to see, by the way, guys, this guy will end up doing well in the very end of the story, having the last laugh, if you will. But he learned a lot along the way. And a couple of very important lessons in this story, guys, is first and foremost, never, ever mess with a cop. Seems like it shouldn't be too hard to understand that, but some people are too dumb to even figure that one out, let alone hit a cop. And you'll see what I'm talking about later in the story. Second one is, when you reach the point, guys, that you absolutely know for certain that you don't want to have kids, either kids ever or you've had kids and no longer want any more kids, get a vasectomy. And you're going to see here, this definitely comes back to really help this guy in the situation later in the story with the situation with his ex-girlfriend. As well as how unfair the system is, the family courts are to men, how men can get raked over the coals, even when it's as obvious as it can be that the mother did a lot of awful things, is a terrible parent, the whole 9 yards, it doesn't matter. Even if she makes plenty of money, it still doesn't matter. So be very careful if you think about getting married in today's world, and even the prenup is only going to get you so far depending on, well, you guys understand that, depending on the judge, among many other things. So getting into this guy says here, "Hello SSM. I recently came across your channel and subscribed, saying that this is a community that I could learn from. You mentioned that you enjoy when subscribers send in their stories, so I'm sending you mine, which involves 2 exes, twice the fun." Yeah, guys, keep them coming. I get so many emails, and it's great. It really allows me to get variety in the stories I share, as well as to pick the best ones. Right now, I'm 34 years old. I've been a state trooper in my state for 7 years now. Thank you for your service, brother. This is not an easy time to be a police officer. I was married to my wife at the time. We will call her Maddie. Maddie and I were high school sweethearts. Started to date fresh out of high school at 18 years old. When I didn't know any better. She went to college majoring in accounting and minoring in business management, where I went to work for an electrician's union. 3 years later, Maddie tells me that she is pregnant. We were both 21, and this is where I made mistake number 1 and moved in with her. Once her daughter was born, I proposed to Maddie, and she said yes. Mistake number 2. You're very young. I don't hear anything about paternity tests. But I'm guessing how the story goes, this child was in fact yours. 2 years after that, we have another daughter, and I finished my apprenticeship program, therefore giving me a big raise and giving me the title of journeyman electrician. Congratulations, bro. Much time had passed without major issues, and a guy that was in his 3rd year of the apprenticeship was announcing that he got accepted into the State Trooper Academy. He was telling us union guys about how this was his dream career and that it would be great for him. I was happy for him and actually thought I would like to check out this career because I was essentially topped out in my career, although not in a bad place. At the time, I wasn't sure if it was a good decision, but I applied for the state police and was accepted after their ridiculously long and exhausting hiring process. My wife begged me not to leave what I had. I had told her it would be a minor pay cut now, but it'll bounce back bigger and better in due time. Now I'm going to say this. A lot of women out there, I don't think I've ever met a woman that wasn't turned on or attracted to men that have dangerous jobs and are heroic and all that. Women love firefighters, cops, military, that type of thing. You know, it really turns them on. But it's one thing to be turned on by them, and it's another thing to be married to them, because a lot have a genuine worry, and it's warranted, that something could happen to my husband, I'll lose the love of my life, and not to mention we have kids, the kid's father won't be there to watch them grow up, and of course, provide. That's a fair concern. But you're going to see here, at least what I put together here, that isn't the issue as to what is about to happen. It's something else. Says here, that was not good enough for her. Late in the 6-month-long academy, I came home early on a Friday. I should mention this, that the academy I go to was 5 days a week, and I would come home every weekend. So he's not away forever. I came home early after passing the painful pepper spray test to my oldest daughter crying and telling me that her mom had been having Uncle Sam over at least twice a week, and Uncle Sam had been hitting both her and her younger sister. Okay, let's stop right here. Who the fuck is Uncle Sam? Clearly Uncle Sam, he finds out, is the mother's lover. Remember the same wife that didn't want him to do this? Well, how is she going to repay him? Because let's be honest, he's taking a very dangerous job that he could eventually die at any time. She's cheating on him. And her scumbag, Chatter Tyrone lover is hitting not one but both his daughters. A future cop. Not exactly a smart idea. I would find this Uncle Sam and I would beat the living shit out of him. And have my cop friends, well, we didn't see anything. My wife didn't deny the cheating on me with Sam and claimed that I didn't love her because I'm away all the time. Took a pay cut and don't give her what she needs. That's her excuse. It's your fault. It's your fault that I'm cheating on you. It's your fault I'm cheating with this scumbag. It's your fault. It's your fault that he hit those kids, because if you didn't go off and join the police force or be in the police training, we wouldn't be in the situation where your daughters would be hit by this guy. So therefore, it is all your fault. What a load of fucking bullshit. This is the thanks he gets. Nice support. And by the way, he said flat out that she majored in accounting and minored in business administration or something like that. So I'm assuming that she has a CPA and or at least enough of a good job that they're okay financially in the short term. But she's just a selfish a-hole. The divorce was surprisingly easy. Since Sam hit my kids and my wife was moving in with him, I got full custody, but I still had to pay alimony, which is quite ridiculous. How the hell do you have to pay alimony when you had both the kids and you're going to need that money to take care of them, and she obviously has a decent job and she's moving in with that dude? How's that? See what I'm talking about, guys? We didn't own our house at the time, so I didn't lose out on that. However, being married for only 6 years and having to pay alimony when I have 2 kids to support is a very questionable decision. Yeah, it's complete effing bullshit. Remember, gentlemen, you young guys out there that think you want to get married one day, be aware of all these things before you start that process. And I don't want to hear, my girl's different, or she's so cool. Maybe she is in the moment, but when her friends start whispering ideas in her head when she claims, I'm not happy, or something along those lines, that cool girl that you think is so amazing and wonderful, that could change real quick. Or remember, gals are master actresses. They could get Academy Awards for the show they put on for their guy. They marry the guy, they get that ring on their finger, and boom, things change. Now, does this mean every single girl is going to do this? No. But certainly enough do to warrant an endless supply of these stories that go around, not just here, but other channels. And I don't think there's a guy watching this right now that either they themselves have been burned badly or somebody else they know has been hammered in the family courts. You start getting the numbers don't lie. Anyway, he says here, no, I did not remarry. Very smart. But I did meet a younger woman, we will call her Liz. I was 30 years old and she was 24. And I made it clear to her that I was not interested in marriage, and me having 2 kids didn't turn her away. Well, very good for you for mentioning early on, no marriage. You were clear as can be. That's good. At this point, my ex-wife and her lover both passed away of a drug overdose on the same day. Ha ha ha. Karma, assholes. Some people think I can be a little harsh sometimes, but you know what? To 2 pieces of crap like that, this guy was hitting kids and she obviously was aware of this, and they're drug addicts amongst many other things. They can burn in hell. And you know what? She won't be there to influence this guy's daughters, and hopefully the daughters aren't upset. My kids had little reaction to hearing about this. Well, good. I guess they didn't like their mother anyway. Since the divorce, she had very little contact with them. Hey, that's 2 less assholes in this world. I have no sympathy, none. No compassion, nothing for pieces of shit. You got enough fucking people in this world. Here's where it gets better. Liz and I were getting along very well until I found out that she was pregnant. I was very furious with her and kicked her out of my place immediately, without a word, which sounds harsh, until you know that before I met Liz, I had a vasectomy. Very smart. So unless it was a miracle from the Lord, she was cheating. Liz did not know about it, and she essentially admitted to cheating by telling me that she is pregnant. She insisted it was mine, but to keep tension, I didn't tell her about my procedure. Her friends and parents were furious with me for being a deadbeat. My side knows about the vasectomy and just continues to keep quiet. Well, as amusing as this is, I don't know why you just didn't say, hey, you're a cheater, you're full of shit, I had a vasectomy, it's not my kid, get the fuck out, we're done. But we like entertaining stories here. After the baby was born and was clearly not mine, her parents immediately backed off me, but her friends kept pushing me. One of her friends actually hit me with a coffee mug. One of her emotional, dumbass friends actually hit a cop with a coffee mug, which could be argued a weapon. Actually did this. He says, life tip, don't ever, he wrote ever in giant letters, ever hit a police officer, even off duty with a weapon. She now has a felony charge on her record. She probably thought she'd get away with that. Oh, I was being emotional. Liz tried to get child support out of me, but the charges was quickly dropped after I told my attorney that I got a vasectomy 4 years before. So, to some of you guys in your 30s or older, getting a vasectomy just may save your ass one day. The end. So, guys, it was a quick story, but I like to see a guy come out on top. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry you went through all that shit, bro. I really am. But you know what? You're all the wiser now. You're 34. You got your whole freaking life ahead of you. I don't think you're going to get married ever again. And I think you're going to be very careful about relationships going forward. But I'm glad it worked out for you. And I hope that your daughters are doing well. And I thank you for your service and wish you all the safety in the world. Amen. You know. But like I said, guys, a lot of lessons in this story about what can happen, cheaters, all that, how this guy wanted to be a police officer, a job in harm's way, and how did his wife repay him over that? You saw what happened there in the story. And with a complete freaking lowlife. You know? And I get if women are, a lot of women, again, turned on by firefighters, military, cops, because they have dangerous jobs and all that. They can be turned on, but they don't all want to be married to that because they're fearful that their husband, if they generally love him, will die in the line of duty. Or the kids won't have a father. Fair concerns. But the way she treated this guy, no freaking excuse. But karma definitely can come back to bite someone in the ass. I think it's hilarious that both those two pieces of crap OD'd and are gone. And that way, she won't be there to screw up the kids and all that. I'm glad they're okay. But guys, all these important things here. But still, he, when they got divorced, had to pay alimony. What a load of crap. And you saw what was going on there. So remember this, guys. And of course, the vasectomy. That really saved his ass. If you don't want kids, and you're absolutely certain about this, go off and get one. Because there's a lot of gals out there that are definitely looking to baby trap a guy. And especially, brothers, if you're doing well, and you make good money, or you're on your path to eventually one day making good money, there are a lot of gals out there being more than happy to try to baby trap their guy. That is why, if you haven't had a vasectomy yet, always wear protection. I don't care what she says about the fucking pill. Always dispose of your protection and also provide your own protection. You've heard stories when gals are poking holes in the condoms. And if you're absolutely certain you don't want kids, get the vasectomy. Or you had kids but don't want any more, get the vasectomy, okay? And to my understanding, it's relatively inexpensive. It can be done pretty quickly, and you're feeling fine after a few days later, from what I've heard. So, guys, just keep those things in mind. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let's give this guy some praise for how he handled this whole situation. Wish him well. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.